Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today for another celebrity tarot reading. This reading will be for Kandi, Burruss, and Todd Tucker, who have just separated after 11 years of marriage. Kandi stated that they have been having problems for quite a while. We could see that in the recent clips that Todd has been posting on social media, complaining about finances and, insulting Kandi. He's been pretty much verbally abusing her since the beginning of their relationship. But today we're going to find out how Kandi currently feels about Todd, how Todd feels about her, the current state of the relationship, why they separated, what his intentions were when they got married, and so forth. So, Spirit Guides, I need your support today. Thank you for joining us for this reading. Let's look into the energies of Kandi, Burruss, and Todd Tucker, please. Let's find out what is going on with them. How does Kandi Burruss currently feel about her estranged husband, Todd Tucker? How does she feel about her estranged husband, Todd Tucker? How does Kandi Burruss feel about her estranged husband, Todd Tucker? Okay. How does she feel about him? So she feels forgiveness, return, sorry. Does she want to apologize to him, or does she want an apology from him? Forgiveness, return, and sorry. Is he apologizing to her and she considering it? We'll see. Releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away. So he could be attempting to apologize to her for something that he said or did, and something was a straw that broke the camel's back. Letting go, moving on, walking away. Forgiveness, return, and sorry. So there could be mixed feelings here about this separation. Either the mixed feelings are being experienced by Kandi or Todd, or there are mixed emotions about the separation itself. So we'll see. How does Todd Tucker currently feel about his estranged wife, Kandi Burruss? How does he feel about his estranged wife, Kandi Burruss? Someone's tired of apologizing as well. They don't want to apologize anymore. Come on now. Woo. So all these cards fell out, and the breaking point was here. So yeah, I think that aligns with what I said here. Somebody reached a breaking point in their situation, and an apology can't fix what's been going on or what's happened recently. So how does Todd Tucker currently feel about his estranged wife, Kandi Burruss? How does he feel about her? How does Todd Tucker feel about his estranged wife, Kandi Burruss? And trapped, stuck, tied down, captive. He was complaining about being tied down like a dog. And this is reverse. Nourish, self-growth, self-focus. He may have felt like she was draining his energy or his resources. He's stuck in the situation. He wasn't being taken care of. What an interesting thing here. Now, if this is upright, this could be somebody who has gotten used to the lifestyle. So they're not really upset about losing the person, but they're losing the access to the money and the clout and the resources. So it's like someone is attached to or tied to the things that the relationship brought to their lives. The resources, the money, the houses, the fame, the opportunities. Self-growth, self-focus, soul-finding, and trapped. Being stuck, tied down, and captive. So how does someone feel stuck to a person or trapped by a person who's releasing them? There's something here about, there's a toggling back and forth. There is either attempts to reconcile or to apologize or smooth things over. Stuck, tied down, a captive to what? A contract? To the prenuptial agreement? Why you feel stuck to someone who's releasing you? What is the current energy between Todd and Kandi? I'm getting conflicting emotions here. I don't think that they're completely done yet. They did announce their separation during the retrograde and Uranus and also Mercury. I'm not sure if they're really done yet. I think there's still some loose ends here, but for different reasons. What's going on with Todd and Kandi Burruss? What is the energy between them currently? What is the shared energy between them? What's the state of their relationship? What is the current state of their marriage, relationship? Move this over. What's the current state of the relationship? Breaking point again. Yes, boundaries. This is weird. This is conflicting energy. They were always confused about their relationship and why they were together. I think they both asked themselves, to themselves, why am I with this person? Something like that. What's the energy between them? Yeah, conflicted, like I said. Decisions, hot and cold and multiple choices. They don't know. It's almost like because they don't know why they were together in the first place, they don't know why they should stay separated or if they should be separated at all. It's like a really confusing karmic energy. They have this push and pull dynamic where they feel comfortable with each other, but it's not a good comfort or familiarity. Sorrow, loss, grief, depression, right? That's what's between both of them. Stuck, tied down, captive. What an odd energy for two people who said that they're done with their relationship. And Uranus is in Taurus retrograde, forming a square to Todd's sun, and is conjunct. It is conjunct Kandi's sun as well. So the Uranus transit is very disruptive. It can cause breakups and sudden endings. But they're both conflicted about it. They did not want this to end the way that it has. Someone got used to being abusive and someone got used to being abused. Trapped and nourished, self-growth, self-focus, soul-finding. So it's like Todd has become accustomed to the lifestyle of being married to a celebrity woman who has resources. So even if he were to leave her, he's not going to find someone of her caliber. It's not happening, okay? Kandi is like of the 1% of 1% of black women in this country financially. Todd is now in his 50s, I think. He's not the most attractive guy. He's short. I'm not saying that he's awful, but he can't ever find anybody ever again. He has Jupiter and Aquarius in the 7th house, so he can find somebody else. But that person won't be of Kandi's caliber. And on top of that, that person will more than likely expect Todd to take care of them. And so it's like he got used to the lifestyle. And this is reversed. So it's like a catch-22. I enjoy being taken care of, but I still feel trapped because of the lifestyle. Like I don't want to leave all this behind, right? Being married to someone of her stature has its benefits, especially for a Leo man who wants to be seen as, you know, the big man, the star, the celebrity. I was able to get someone of her caliber, right? I have the most successful wife out of all of my friends. Even though I'm the short guy, I wasn't the cutest man, but I was able to bag or get a successful, attractive woman to invest in me, to love me. So there's a certain amount of clout that she's given him, and they're both conflicted, but for different reasons. Why would you feel trapped with someone who's releasing you? And is he apologizing to her or she to him? Does she want an apology? But there's a breaking point. They're both conflicted about what's going on in their relationship. I don't think they wanted this to happen, but Why are they separating if they're conflicted? Why are Todd and Kandi separating if they're conflicted about their relationship? Why are they separating? They both are not happy about this. Curse, hex, witchcraft, negative mind. It's like one or both of them may feel like since they've gotten married, their life has gone downhill financially, emotionally, physically. Like, you're bad luck for me. Because of you, I can't get this done. They may be blaming each other for the bad luck they've experienced financially, or the business is shutting down, Kandi no longer being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta show, like her losing opportunities, like this they feel like they're bad for each other. This is also nagging, negative energy, pessimistic energy, someone who's critical, who is judgmental, who's abusive. Ooh, this is the worst card in this deck. So you're bad for my business. You're bad for me. Divine, yeah. Kandi may think that he's messing with her money. And this is reverse. Divine masculine reverse. This is a narcissistic, abusive, negative man who's nagging and niggling and picking at this woman. And so she's done. She's the one who filed for divorce. So she feels like he's bad for her business. He's bad for her energy. He's just bad for her. Ever since she got with him, things have been falling apart. You know, before they got together, she was relatively successful with her businesses, but ever since she got involved with him, he's been messing with her money or her stability. Like he's bad luck. Like, he doesn't wish her well. He's not happy for her. He's jealous of her. Like, this negative, nasty, abusive energy, and he's gotten used to the lifestyle. How does Todd feel about this divorce or separation? How does he feel about the separation? I asked how he felt about her, and I'm asking how he feels about the separation for some more insight. Todd has a way with words. He's very, he knows how to speak to Kandi in a way that makes her feel safe. Like, he's rational, he's intelligent, but behind his eloquence, he is very verbally abusive and dismissive. So how does Todd feel about this separation? Abandoned, right. Left out in the cold, walked away. He didn't want this to happen. All this gray here. We go from, this is how so Kandi's, and her life is back in color. She feels more alive, more, present, happier, freer. While Todd, there's color here too, but I think the color is coming from the fact that he's now realizing that she was an asset to him and she wasn't really trapping him. She was protecting him in some way, or, there was a lot of benefits that came from being her husband. So he feels the foundation of the family is upside down. This, established family security is all up in the air. So again, right. He misses what she brought to the table. The stability, the resources. She took care of everything. He never had to worry about money. He never really had to grow up like that. Like, he just, invest in these little pet projects. They would fail. Kandi would keep financing his little endeavors, and that was messing with her money or her lifestyle. Like, she feels like he was bad luck for her, and he was abusive to her. Divine masculine reverse, that's like the Emperor reversed, or King of Swords reversed. A narcissistic, abusive, disrespectful, selfish, nitpicky, critical man. Judgmental. He called her nasty one time, like a nasty person. Yeah, he feels abandoned by her. He didn't want this to happen. So people may be saying that, well, Todd, he was looking forward to the divorce because he would get a settlement. That's not the case. This is not what he wanted, because he could have left earlier. What a lot of women don't understand is that when a man is unhappy, he leaves. He finds his way out of the relationship by any means necessary. If a man is still married and he's complaining about his wife, he wants to be there. So in spite of all his complaining and all his nitpicking and nagging, he never left Kandi, which means that he wanted to be there. He was getting benefits from this, this life of luxury, right? Nourish. Self-growth, self-focus, soul-finding, someone luxuriating in the bath, someone being pampered by her lifestyle, the cars, the money, the business ventures, all that stuff. He feels like he was like in a gilded cage or something like that. He was in a golden cage. And he started to abuse her because of that, like verbally. He resented her for needing her so much. So he wanted her to finance his independence in a sense, and stop being so controlling over him, I guess. But now that she's gone, why are you feeling trapped? What's the problem? Right? And he may be apologizing to her, but she doesn't want to hear it. She does not want to hear any more apologies. There was a final straw that broke this situation up, okay? How does Kandi feel since she's separated from Todd? How does she feel since she's separated from him? These cards keep coming out reversed, and I don't have reversals in this deck. Conflict reverse. We got conflict and conflicted. Clashing, differences, incompatibility, that's reverse. So she's at peace now. There's no more arguments, no more fighting, no more verbal abuse, no more insults, no more complaints, none of it. So broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. She's not happy either. Okay, there's conflicting emotions here because they both love each other or things about each other, and they've built a life together. And so this separation will take some time to get used to, right? She misses him, but doesn't miss the way that he made her feel. So she doesn't miss the fights. She doesn't miss the arguments. She doesn't miss the insults. She doesn't miss the abuse, but she misses him, right? The good things about the relationship. She misses having a partner, a teammate, a husband, right? A father to her children. She misses those things. So she's upset about that too, but she doesn't miss the abuse. So this is why a lot of women stay in these raggedy relationships, because they are still in love with the idea of who their husbands used to be when they were having a good day, right? When they were courting, when they were love bombing in the beginning of the relationship. She misses the good times they had together, but she does not miss all this drama. We have conflict and conflicted. So she's conflicted because she doesn't miss the conflicts, but she misses him. She misses the idea of being a wife. This is nonsense. There is a possibility of them attempting to reconcile. I will say that because they're still conflicted. We'll find out what will be the status of Kandi and Todd's marriage or relationship within the next 12 months. I think they needed a break, but I would not be surprised if they came back together. Even though Uranus is in Taurus and it's going retrograde, I think I could be wrong about it, but I would not be surprised if they came back together. What will be the status or the state of Kandi and Todd's marriage or relationship within the next 12 months? Let's see, 12-month projection here, 12 months. Another reversal, second chance reverse. Reconciliations, making amends, opportunities. And so they may attempt to reconcile, but it might not work out. It might not work out. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to reconcile because they miss each other so much. But then, old habits die hard with some people. Exhaustion, right? Depleted. So if they attempt to get back together again, there could be another go around, and they may do it behind the scenes. But it won't work. Why will the relationship be in this state in 12 months? I don't think it'll work. I think they'll try it again, but it's something is broken. There's too much water under the bridge. Something happened. Somebody's true colors were revealed. We're going to do some other tarot cards from a clarification. Why will Kandi and Todd's marriage be in this condition or this state in 12 months? What's going to happen to make this relationship play out in this way? What's happening between them? Exhaustion, second chance. Like, you're exhausting all your chances. I'm tired of going back and forth with you with this. It's like they may have this little reconciliation where they miss each other and they'll try to work it out. But, okay, these fell out. The reverse, we have only you escaping. Devoted, attached, crave, avoiding, blocking. See this contradictory energy? Someone's being told, I only want to be with you, I only want you. But what the hell? There's mixed messages here. There's like mixed signals. There's confusion here. Chasing, thrills, excitement, good time, and thinking, missing you, craving. Again, 2 craving cards. So someone's not going to be, okay, so 2 things could happen. Someone could try to compensate or cope with these emotions by chasing cheap thrills. I don't think so, though. I think that they'll both be spending time alone to deal with this. But we have escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away, devoted, attached, crave. Like, somebody's going to really try hard to reconcile here and say, I don't want to be with anybody but you. I'm not seeing nobody else. I don't want anybody else, you know, to prove to you that I only want to be with you. I'm just going to be a monk or hermit, something like that. But it's not going to work. This is too... Someone doesn't know what they're asked from their elbow. They don't know what they want. They complain, but then they still want to be with you. Or they still want to be with... Somebody's complaining a lot, but they still want this to work. It's irritating. I'm getting irritated as I'm doing this reading. It's like there's someone's confused, that they don't know what they want. I miss you. I'm devoted to you. I'm not chasing these hoes anymore. But someone is still, they're tired of trying. Kandi has Uranus opposing Venus in her sun. She has no problem walking away from someone if they are, you know, messing with her money, if they're wishy-washy. She doesn't have an issue doing this. Once she makes her decision, it's because it's not just based on one thing that happened. This is over the years. She's tired of the way things have been going over the years. So it wasn't just one straw. It was a final straw out of many. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, she just got tired of it. And, you know, she feels like he's bad for her, like he's bad luck. Let me get some more messages, and then I'm going to close this out, okay? So, yeah, this is weird and stupid. They're not on the same page. They're not. All right, Spirit Guides, let us align with Kandi, Burruss's, and Todd Tucker's energy. Kandi, Burruss, and Todd Tucker's energy. Let's align with, okay? Need 3 cards. Past, present, and future of the relationship. Also hidden energies, as well as the crux of the problems in the relationship. What they are currently. Kandi, Burruss, and Todd Tucker. Past, present, future, please. What's happening between them? Past, we have Knight of Cups and apology. This could be the recent past. Present, somebody's being blocked. And the future, near future. So yeah, this kind of makes sense. I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at the cards. So what's hidden? Okay. What's hidden is someone still has feelings for this person, for this, you know, for their partner. And they're trying to hold on to the money too. Okay, let me get this. Hopefully you guys can see all of it. Okay, so we have current situation. They're being blocked. Somebody recently tried to apologize with the apology card that came out earlier. Where was that? That was here. Yeah. That apology is being blocked. And someone, you know, the Ten of Swords is not here. The Death card isn't here. The Wheel of Fortune is not here. The World card is not here, right? This is still ongoing. I feel like someone is still being influenced or manipulated by their partner. I think Kandi is being manipulated, or she's what's the word I'm saying? There's two things going on here. She does not want to deal with a long, drawn-out divorce, but she also doesn't want to deal with returning back to Todd, like in that dynamic in the home. She doesn't want to go back to being abused and taken advantage of or taken for granted. So she's caught between a rock and a hard place of not wanting to go through a long, painful divorce, but also she doesn't want to go back to where she was. So I will say that there could be some stagnancy, like they're in a gray area where there's no movement, no communication, no nothing. There's no progress in any direction, either towards a divorce or towards reconciliation. I think someone's going to try to hold on to their partner, but there's something going on with stillness. Like, we're not going to make any decisions, don't make any sudden moves. Yes, the paperwork have been filed, but it's not finalized yet. And someone's going to try to preserve or maintain the relationship as it is. So it's like, we're still married. Even though we're separated, it's still my wife. And so someone's still treating, I think Todd is still treating Kandi like his wife, even though they're separated. And so it's like, I'm trying to preserve or hold on to the idea of being married without actually being together. 9 of Wands energy. I'm trying to block the divorce because I still love her, but Kandi's like, I don't want to be with this person anymore, but someone's going to try to maintain a status quo. Like, it's like being separated but still married, and they're doing their own thing, or they're trying to figure things out. But this is like the Hangman energy. Like, okay, there's peace right now, but once they move in either direction, either towards the divorce to finalize it, or they try to reconcile, they'll be here. So right now, they're at the standstill position where they're conflicted about how to proceed forward, because the divorce can and will get messy, and it's complicated and it's final. But if they go back to the way things were, it'll be back to this again. So either way, both of them are feeling like they're feeling the pressure, they're feeling stressed out over either getting back together to return to this dynamic or separating, which will cause this dynamic too. So you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, right? It's a catch-22. So it's like, let us stay still for a little bit and try to figure things out. There's no movement in either direction, but there are things happening behind the scenes with High Priestess, with someone trying to reconcile, someone trying to use time to manipulate the other person into reconciling. So it's like, okay, she just needs to cool off a little bit. Let me stall her out so she doesn't make a final decision. And so it's like there's this High Priestess energy here, Hangman energy here. They're trying to preserve this or conserve the state of where they are right now because they're afraid of the next step or going back. Either way is difficult. It's a challenge, okay? Clarify the 7 of Wands, please, for Kandi and Todd. The King of Swords. This is a divorce, blocking a divorce proceedings, a lawyer. Recent past, Knight of Cups, please. We have the Hermit card, like no communication. After a while, 7 of Wands reversed. Right, so somebody pulled back and now there's like an apology. This is what happened in the recent past. But someone's sick of this. Like, I don't want to go back to where we were, but a divorce is also difficult to live through for the children and the businesses and the money and the habits that we formed together, the lifestyle we built. It's like hard either way, and neither of them want to make the hard decision of letting this go. But for Kandi, she realized that staying married was worse than being separated or divorced. But still, the prospect of going through all of that mess, you know, dealing with the alimony and dealing with the prenuptial agreement, the businesses they had together. It's just a messy, nasty thing when you combine finances in a relationship and now you're getting a divorce. So it's like, she doesn't want to go through this, and neither does Todd either, but for different reasons. What's going on with the Knight of Wands? The Ten of Pentacles, right? See, that's their marriage. I don't want to go back to this, but I don't want to get a divorce either. Ew, this is a really tough spot to be in. It's tough. Because the way things were, it just is not, it's untenable now. There's too much abuse, too much disrespect, too much complaining and nagging, too much wasting my money, too much disrespect and abuse and exploitation. There's too much of this. It's too nasty. But getting a divorce and going through all that stuff, and then maybe him dragging out her business in the courts to justify getting more money or getting custody of the kids, like, this could get really nasty, and she doesn't want to deal with that. What's hidden between them? King of Cups, you know, there's a lot of love here, but Ace of Pentacles, somebody may try to reconcile. We could try again, but the 4 leads to the 5. If Todd tries to offer her some sort of reconciliation, she'll feel like he's fucking with her. Like, she'll feel triggered by him. She won't feel safe in this regard. Now, this could be 4 to the 3, right? Let's work together, start a new business. Let's try to fix this up, you know. There could be like an attempt to give the person a settlement, even like Kandi could, you know, give him a lump sum of money instead of, you know, him asking for residuals and alimony and child support, whatever. That could be a possibility here. But whatever this is, the 4 leads to the 5. So this is going to make somebody feel like they were abandoned, left out in the cold. Whatever is being offered, either it's, okay, I'll buy you out. Here's a lump sum of money, no alimony, no child support, leave me alone, right? But then you still won't have access to the house, the clout, the cars, the businesses. You won't have access to her as a status symbol anymore, right? But if conversely, perhaps Todd may be offering her a business proposition. Let's do this together. Let's try to heal our relationship through a joint venture. Kandi's like, no, I don't want to work with you anymore. I don't want to be around you anymore. It's just, she's triggered by him now. So either way, if anything is offered, it's going to trigger the other person because they'll feel cheated, or like they don't want to deal with it, or they're not getting their just due, or this is not the outcome that they want. So if Todd offers Kandi something, she'll feel triggered, like, oh my God, I have to deal with this person. They're not leaving me alone. I don't feel safe with them, you know, stressed out. I don't want any ties to this person. If Kandi offers Todd something, he'll realize that it's over and he won't have access to her unlimited resources. So he'll still be on the outs, right? He'll lose his relationship to a status symbol, which is doing something for his ego. Clarify the 4 of Pentacles. Why I just had a visual of Kendu Isaacs and Mary J. Blige for some reason. The Fool reverse, right? Someone does not want to start over. They don't want this to end. They want to try to hold on to the relationship for their coins. Kandi may try to stall us out to get her finances together to not have to pay a settlement. Like, this is so complicated because they both have legitimate reasons for not wanting to get a divorce, but they also have legitimate ones for getting a divorce in the first place. So they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Both of them. Kandi doesn't want to go through a nasty public divorce where her business is put in the street, you know, whatever they're doing with in the bedroom, or she doesn't know how low or dirty Todd can get. No, I think she does know. She knows how dirty or low Todd can get because he's been verbally abusing her since the beginning of their relationship. So she knows that, you know, if push comes to shove and he's not getting what he wants, he could threaten her in some way, shape, or form by exposing some of the things they did in their relationship to justify getting more money or getting full custody for child support, things of that nature. Like, he seems that kind of, like most men who don't get what they want, Todd is not above using blackmail and extortion and emotional blackmail even to, you know, either coerce his wife to get back with him or give another chance, or to get more money out of the relationship, out of the divorce. So she's really stuck. And also, she doesn't want to break up her family either, right? Neither Kandi nor Todd wants to break up their home and their family they built together. As a Taurus, Kandi likes stability and predictability. And she got married intentionally. She wanted their family. So she never planned on getting a divorce. But she wasn't stupid with her money either. She's afraid of losing her resources. Let us continue. What's underneath the deck? The Chariot. Moving away, moving forward, leaving this behind potentially. Yeah, this going toward, wow. Okay, so the Chariot does go toward the Star. The Star is one's destiny, healing. Okay, this is not a bad thing. This is actually really positive energy. The Chariot, the Star, and the Ten of Pentacles. This was underneath the deck. If Todd and Kandi are in two different cities right now, Todd may be traveling to see her and say, let's heal our family, let's get back together. But again, that can make Kandi feel triggered. The 4 to the 5 Pentacles, 3 of Wands. I just want to be free of this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Todd may try to, if he's in a different, I think she's, I don't know if she's on Broadway right now. I think Kandi may be in New York. I'm not sure. But if Todd's still in Atlanta with the kids, he may travel to see her unexpectedly to try to, you know, reconcile with her for the sake of the family. But no, it's not going to work. She'll be triggered by him because she's already ready to move on. We go from 9 to the 3, 6 of Wands, success, victory, acclaim, attention, moving forward. The 10 to the 5 is a divorce, okay? Splitting the assets in half. And so there could be discussions about sharing joint assets and resources, but this is not going to turn out the way Todd expects. They could come to a peaceful resolution, but somebody has to pay. Kandi is going to have to pay for her freedom. It's like with from the 9 to the 3 is 6 Wands. So somebody may feel like they got what they wanted. They were successful in doing something. What's the nature of the Chariot and the Star card? Could be a Cups card, we'll see. 8 of Pentacles, let's work on this relationship. He could be, you know, going to her place of work. Let's work on this relationship. And the Star card, 9 of Wands reverse. This is staying put, not moving on, not moving forward. 10 of Pentacles, the family card. This is King of Pentacles reverse, Taurus energy. This is Kandi's energy. She's not going to be happy. If he tries to convince her to stay with him, she will not be happy because he's triggering her. I mentioned this with the 4 to the 5. If I offer her, let's work together, let's try to figure this out for the sake of the family, 9 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, she'll be like, oh my God, he's here. Why are you here? Ace of Swords, why are you here? Ace of Swords and 5 Pentacles. Someone's going to be rejected. 9 of Pentacles. The 8 to the Ace is 9 Pentacles. I'm still single. We're done here. So this is what I'm saying. Like, Todd may be trying to offer her something. A gift, a reconciliation, flowers, whatever. An apology. Something tangible. Let's work on this project together. Something. And she doesn't want to hear it. She's done with everything. It's triggering her because he's still trying to hold on to her. She doesn't trust him for some reason. She feels like he's bad luck. If this is Kandi offering Todd something, this is her offering like a lump sum settlement to hold on to her coins, right? To protect the money that she does have. But either way, the Ace leads to the 5. So either way, this is over, right? The 5 Pentacles is here. So either I give you money to leave me alone, or, you know, I'm rejecting you after you offer some sort of truce by way of a joint project where we work together and an apology and, you know, a promise to do things differently. That's not going to work in this case. She's tired of dealing with him. Clarify the Five of Pentacles, please. And the Nine of Pentacles is here too. A single woman. She's done. Three of Cups reverse. No more reconciliations. No reunions. This could be infidelity also, but it's over. But it's over emotionally, but I don't see the Ten of Swords or the Death card, the World card. This divorce could take years to finalize because of, you know, people blocking things, blocking the judges, not cooperating with the lawyers. Like, that's still my wife. This isn't over yet. That kind of bullshit that men pull after they push their wives away. Clap for Three of Wands, please. Four of Pentacles again, right? Someone's trying to prevent someone from moving on. Todd is trying to prevent Kandi from moving on. So as he tries to hold on to her, I mentioned this earlier. Hold on. Second chance reverse. And then the releasing, letting go. But then we have escaping. Then only you. And ecstasy and exhaustion and apology. Like, nobody want to hear this. Like, she's triggered by him. How does Kandi Burruss currently feel about her estranged husband, Todd? This has been going on for a while. This is not new. What's happening between them? How does she feel about him? Five of Cups. Regrets. Nope. Lovers. I regret being with him. How does Todd feel about Kandi Burruss? I regret choosing him. Let me turn this around. How does Todd currently feel about Kandi Burruss? Eight of Swords. Stuck. Yep. Now the Ten of Wands is here. Yeah, he doesn't want to let this go. The Wheel of Fortune is now in the Sun card. He's going to try to change the trajectory of their relationship, right? He's going to try to stop the wheel from turning. I just need more time. He's going to try to stall too. Ten of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Swords is stalling somebody out. How do I get her to stall this? Clarify the Five of Cups and the Lovers, please. Eight of Cups, she's done. Walked away from him, the Lovers card. And Strength reversed. Yeah, she's not holding on to this anymore. Again, she could also be double-minded about leaving him alone. There could be some regrets about also the threesomes that we're having, because the Three of Cups is here. Some regrets about letting other people in their bedroom. Clarify the Ten of Wands, please, and the Eight of Wands. Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to work my way back to her. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to try to stall her out. The Hangman could be here too. The High Priestess. Eight of Wands, please. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so she's the Queen and he's the Knight. Clarify the Eight of Swords. He wants to speak to her, but he doesn't know what to say. Page of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Cups reversed. So she's going to reject his offer to like reconcile through some sort of joint project or business venture. There could also be rejection of like, I don't know, a financial settlement. It's the thing, like, he's confused too. Because he wasn't happy either, but he was comfortable. I think he's realizing that she wasn't the source of his unhappiness. He was the problem. He may even tell her that. Clap for the Page of Swords, please. Some sort of message is given to change. High Priestess reverse. And I said that would be here. He's going to try to weigh her out. He's not talking to her. He has plans going on behind her back. He has a plan to keep this together or to get the most out of this situation that he can. But they're not talking. So this is after a long period of separation. The High Priestess reverse is someone working a conversation, texting someone, calling them, contacting them, visiting them after a long period of silence and not speaking to each other. She may have blocked him on the phone, or they're not talking at all. He's trying to wait her out and get her to cool down, right? So that he could manipulate her into reconciling with him. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune, please, for Todd. The Devil. Thank you. You're not going anywhere. I'm trying to keep the will from moving forward. I'm trying to keep you stuck and trapped in this relationship where I need you for resources, but I don't want you to know that. I want you to think that I think you're nasty and that I settled for you and that without me you wouldn't be nothing. But the fact of the matter is, that's not the case. As soon as she's gone, that money well, that unlimited supply of TLC money, no scrubs money, bills money, all that money dries up. And so he's going to try to stop the wheel from turning. Stall her out. This is like not wanting to let her go. Keeping her stuck in the same abusive situation. I hope Kandi moves on from this, because she's not happy. The Sun card. Six of Pentacles. Some sort of negotiation, compromise, right? They could be renegotiating the prenuptial agreement. He could be, so it's two things that could be happening here, right? They could be renegotiating the prenup so that he could just leave her alone, or he may be offering to be more fair in the relationship, to give her more, right? To appreciate her more, depending on what is going on. But let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. What's the nature of the Six of Pentacles, please? Nature of the Six of Pentacles. Six of Cups reversed. I don't want you to leave. So he's going to try to sweeten the deal, I guess, by, you know, offering to be more fair and balanced in the relationship, to be more reciprocal, because she's been giving a lot to him and she's been treated unfairly. This is like false promise. I'm gonna say false promises, but he doesn't want her to leave. Two sixes. Sixes are Libra energy. This is balance, harmony, and marriage. I don't see the Ten of Swords. I don't see the Death card or the Tower or the World card. They're going to stall this out. It's not going to be a quick divorce, from my estimation. I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, I'll be happy, because I don't want Kandi to go through a long, drawn-out divorce. But it looks like Todd's going to try to hold on to her, because even though he's complaining all the damn time, he actually is realizing that she's the asset in the relationship. She's the prize, not him. Let me ask another question. To be a little messy, let me ask it twice. Be a little messy here. Why did Todd marry Kandi? Why did Todd Tucker marry Kandi Burruss in the first place? Why did he marry her? Why did Todd Tucker marry Kandi Burruss? Why did he marry her in the first place? Why are my eyes feeling tired? Was he tired of looking for the right person? My eyes just felt tired, like my eyes are trying to go to sleep or something. Silence, frozen, no words, stone wall. That's why he chose her? Well, I did say they're not talking right now, but that's not what I asked. Open heart, receptive, empathy, vulnerable. Okay, so he may have been single for a while, or like he may have felt like his world was cold and lonely. He may have enjoyed her warm, supportive, nurturing, loving energy. He was in his 40s when they met. So he had a lot of experience with different relationships that didn't work out. He obviously was single when they got together. I think he was. So she opened up his heart a little bit. She made him feel loved and appreciated. This is like his world was like black and white and miserable. He had no other options at this time, or his options weren't pleasant to him. Receptive, empathy, vulnerable. Kandi was vulnerable with him. They could have trauma bonded over their relationship with their parents or their fathers or whatever. But she brought color and life into his life. So since he got with her, he's never had it so good. So from the time that Todd was born to the time that he met Kandi, his life was never as good. So before he met her, his life was like black and white and gray. Going to work, you know, trying to smash some females, trying to look like he has money but he doesn't, or whatever, trying to just survive, right? A very dry, limited, typical middle class, lower middle class life, right? Just trying to maintain and sustain and pay the bills and whatever. But after they met, his life got much bigger, much sweeter. Nice cars, living in a big house, fame, fortune. Like he had a glow up after his 40s. So the life he had, he remembers the life he had before her, which was like this, like a boring, dry life, no girlfriends or no long-term prospects, not a lot of money, maybe a small place or a condo, apartment, whatever. But she brought color and love and warmth and family and money and prestige to his life. She was an asset to him. That's why he married her, in a sense. She made him feel like, okay, love is real. I can love again, or I can fall in love again. So we'll see what the other cards have to say. Let's find out from this messy deck. The Romance Angels. All right, Spirit guys, thank you for your support. Let's find out, how does Kandi Burruss currently feel about Todd Tucker? That's true love. Oh my God. This is the romance of a lifetime. How does Todd Tucker currently feel about Kandi Burruss? Now they're both annoying me. How does Kandi Burruss feel about Todd Tucker? Passion. They're annoying. Engagement. So you see, I said earlier they were conflicted. She loves Todd but does not love the way he treated her. And so the idea of going through a divorce seems even more, what's the word? Precarious. Because not only will she be losing her best friend and her husband, but also money. If she goes back to him, she'll have to put up with his abuse, but she'll still have her money and her family. This is a catch-22. Todd, you know, he has passion for her also. This is why I said they're conflicted, but there's so many things wrong. What is the current energy between Todd and this? Why is there new love here? Is there somebody else in the mix? Attraction. They still are attracted to each other. That's why I said they're conflicted, because he triggers her, but only because she still cares about him, and she does not want to deal with a messy divorce from somebody she cares about. He's forcing her to do this. Just like with Martell and Melody. Martell forced Melody to divorce him, but she didn't really want to do it. Right? So, Kandi does not want to get a divorce, but he's forced her or pushed her away. And it's like, I don't know, he traumatized her in some way, shape, or form. He traumatized her. What will be the state of Kandi and Todd's relationship in 12 months? The state of Kandi and Todd's relationship. The status of their relationship in 12 months. This is crazy. I mentioned they were conflicted earlier. This is nonsense. Like, this is why I don't care. If I were their friends, if I was Kandi's friend, I would not give her any advice about anything until she deals with this. Because what will be the state of Kandi and Todd's marriage or relationship in 12 months? Status of their relationship in 12 months. Make the effort. What did I say? Again. This is corny. This is whack. file for divorce or announce the divorce during the retrogrades of Jupiter, of Neptune, of Saturn, of Venus, and Mercury. They're going to try to work this out. But this is cultural differences, childhood conditioning differences, social differences, like social status. Like they're going to try to figure out what's going on. They're going to try to relearn each other, or unlearn the past, or undo the past. They may even renew their vows as an attempt to get this. No, I'm sorry. They'll still be married in 12 months. This is not over. They're not going to renew their vows. They will still be married. They're going to stall this out. Todd's going to stall this out and try to give her the time to cool down and, you know, think differently about this. Maybe some space will heal the relationship. And Kandi's like, well, I'm giving you the space you want. Why are you in my face? Get out of here. They may even become volatile, like become physically volatile. Why am I saying this? Because Kandi has Mars conjunct Todd's sun, and this can be a very passionate but also very physically aggressive placement. So things can get volatile if boundaries aren't respected, and you know, if someone's persistent and they're not patient. Todd is going to try to wait this out and give her the time to, you know, to calm down, to stall. He isn't, because his life has gotten better since he's met her, but that's not how Kandi feels. Kandi feels like her life has gotten worse, even though she has the kids and the marriage now. Her life, the quality of her life, right? Her life experiences when she wakes up in the morning, the way she feels about herself, it's gone down since she's met him. Even her financial situation may have gone down because of this relationship. So Todd has benefited immensely, and she has not. She's gotten the babies, but she could have had a baby by anybody in Atlanta. That's what they do in Atlanta, have babies and don't get married. So it's not like he was doing something that other men couldn't do. There are more Todds in Atlanta than there are Kandis. Okay, so I think, you know, whatever, man. I'm sorry. I don't think that this is going to be over over the next 12 months. It's going to be a long, drawn-out divorce because neither of them wants it for different reasons, but for the same reason, I guess. They love each other, but again, Kandi does not love the way that Todd treats her, or the way he makes her feel, or the fact that he's running through her money. You know, he's just a negative person to be around. Very critical, very, you know, just ugh. And I don't know what he said or did, but that was the last straw for her. But she's still conflicted because she misses him, but she doesn't miss the abuse. She misses the family they had. It's just a lot of stuff. This is why it's whatever. It is whatever. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.